Everybody wants to win, but nobody wants to learn how to micro except for you. And that's why you're here. Today we're going to go over how to micro in Dota 2. My name is Navetz, represent my esports team, the Sploush Troupe. We're going to go over controlling your hero, controlling all units, controlling unified attacks, controlling all units except for your hero, using control groups, using shift Q, using Quickcast, and using the tab cycle. Let's go and jump right in. So let's start by talking about this bone that I've got to pick with the developers at Valve over here. Setting number 1, selecting your hero F1, which is right here. Setting number 2, selecting all controlled units, which is F2 for me. By the way, you can alter these, modify them, use them however way you like. But setting number 3, which is in the advanced hotkey setting, all the way in the middle of unit actions here, is F3. And that is select all other units. So you can select your hero and all the units, or select all of the other units, and that will include illusions, summons, things like Arc Warden's Tempest Double. It'll include everything. Heading over to the option page, we have unified orders with control. You want to enable this. What this allows you to do is press the control button, and then if you attack move, it will send all of the units that are under your control to attack the person that you have attack moved. Now for a quick demo of this, I'm going to show you Beastmaster and his boar. So F1 I press, it will select my hero unit. Now let's spawn a boar. Okay. So now I have my boar selected. You can select by highlighting. You can see it's selected down here. If I press F1, it will select my boar. If I press F2, it will select Beastmaster and my boar. And if I press F3, it will select both, or it will select only my boar. Now let's see if I refresh my spells and I spawn another boar. When I press F3, both of these boars should be in my unified heroes. All heroes except for my hero, or all units except for my hero. And F2 will select all 3. So this is just something you have to get used to conceptually based on what you want to select. Sometimes you want to move all your units towards the same target, and that's when you would press F2. If I only want my boars to attack, which sometimes I do, I'd press F3, have my boars attacking, and move my Beastmaster somewhere else by pressing F1. I can move my boars over here, or I can move them all together. So you just got to get used to it. It takes a lot of practice, but once you get used to it, it's a really, really effective way to micro your way into winning the lane. And to show how control click to unify all unit commands, or whatever it was called, works, we're gonna press W, spawn another boar. I'm gonna use Manta to spawn some illusions. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press control, and I'm gonna right click on this unit, and you'll notice that I only have my hero selected, but all of my units will start attacking this creep. They all move together. So if you don't want to press F2, which I could have also done, this is my preferable way of doing it, is press F2 and send all of my units that away. Okay, so we've got the basics. Now let's get into control groups. The control group settings are right here, and I will talk about tab later on, but you want next unit to be tab. So anyways, control group 1 is set to 1, 2, 3, 4. You can set additional control groups if you need them. Where is it? Somewhere around here. Additional control groups. I don't usually go past 3, so I only have the first 4 set. And we're going to use Lycan as a quick demo on how control groups work, and I'm going to show you how to set them. So what I'm going to do is spawn 2 wolves, and I'm going to put 1 wolf in one control group, and I'm going to put Lycan and another wolf in another control group. So I'm going to go ahead and press Q. Now I'm going to select these 2 units. I'm going to press control 1. Now that's going to put these 2 units into control group 1. So whenever I press 1, that unit or that control group will come up. Now I'm going to select this wolf, and I'm going to press control 2, and now he is going to be in control group 2. So when I press 1, I have control of these 2 units, and when I press 2, I have control of these 2 units. Now you wouldn't use it in this way with these 2 wolves. You wouldn't separate these wolves. So when would you use these control groups, and why would I not just press F1, F2, and F3? And there's a couple really good reasons. Let's get into it. So now I'm going to go into the instances where you want to use control groups, and this is exactly how I use them. So the 2 reasons are the Helm of the Dominator and the Necromonicon. There's actually other reasons, but these are the 2 main ones that I use them for. So I'm going to go ahead and use these as examples. Now I'm going to use my Helm of the Dominator to dominate this creep here. So for those of you who don't know or who are newer to the game, the creeps that you dominate all have different abilities. Not all, some of them. This one only has an aura. It's a magic resistance aura. But this guy, he's got the swiftness aura, which gives you attack speed for everyone in a 1200 radius around him. And he's got thunderclap, which is a big old thunderclap. You've probably seen it if you ever have three or more units attacking this guy. He will thunderclap and hurt you more while you're attacking him. So how do we use control groups when we can still do the F1, F2? Notice down here I've got both of them in my selection, and F3. If I press Q, I will spawn summon wolves, and I have F1, F2, which is everyone, and F3, which is just my summon units. But let's say I want to attack an enemy hero, right? Like I'm Lycan, I want to go into shapeshift form, and I want to attack an enemy hero who's standing over here, for example. When I want to select this thunderclap, I want to have it available quickly. So what I like to do is bind this unit to control 3. So if I bind him to control 3, I press F2, I will run over here and attack with all units, and then I know I want to thunderclap with this guy to slow them down and to do more damage, so I press F3. Now he's selected. Whoops. I didn't mean to press F3. I meant to press 3. There's a difference. F3 and 3. Let's try that again. F2 to attack. Press 3 to select my unit. Boom. And now I have this guy available and I can thunderclap. I was a little slow on that, but I think you get the point. What would I bind to? Now, the reason I have the Necromonicon is because the archer that comes out of this little batch of hell demons is an amazing little guy who has a purge ability, and it's a basic dispel, but this is such an important ability because it slows people and it purges off any buffs that they have. So let's say they have something like a Lotus Orb on them, or they have like, let's say Pugna decrepifies himself. You can purge off that decrepification if you've got this little purge creep out, but you need to be able to select him. And when I press F2 to select all my units, I've got Lycan in my selection screen. Now there is another way to select your unit's abilities, and that's using tab. I'll talk about the tab cycle later, but I'll just show you what it does now. When I press tab, it'll go to the next unit. So you can see down here I have purge available. I'll press tab again, and now it goes to my Hellbear Smasher, and I press tab one more time, and I've got these guys. So I'm gonna go and move with him, and I press 2, and now I can purge anything I'm running that. It'll slow them, and it'll help me get the kill. So that's how I use my control groups in conjunction with the F1, F2, and F3 keys. You can use only control groups if you want to bind them all the time. And let me show you a little trick with Phantom Lancer and control groups that will probably help you save your life more than one time. So Phantom Lancer has an interesting ability, or an interesting quirk to his doppelgangers, and let's go ahead and show what that is. Notice that this little darker version of this illusion, when he attacks, he happens to do some damage to this dummy target. Let's try that again, but we're gonna send the lighter illusion over to attack the dummy target. So he's respawned, and my lighter illusion goes forward, he starts attacking, and he's actually not doing any damage. That's because these two illusions are different, and that can save your life if you're playing this hero. Let's read exactly how they're different. One takes normal damage and deals none. So this means that if you're running this unit away and they're attacking it, he takes normal damage the same as your Phantom Lancer, your normal Phantom Lancer would. And then there is the other one who takes 500% bonus damage, but deals 80% less damage than your Phantom Lancer. So he's still able to deal some damage, and he takes 500% additional, which is how you distinguish the difference between these two, and they're also slightly different colored. So what does that mean for control groups? Why do I care about that? Well, let's think about how we can use that to our benefit. If we're using Doppelganger to escape, for example, I'm going to turn on free spells, and I go like this. Let's say I just want to trick people into thinking my real illusion's running away, right? You Doppelganger and you start running with your main hero. You can fool people into thinking... You can fool people if you start running with one of your illusions instead of your main hero. So you click this and you send your illusion out. They're attacking it, And they're gonna think it's the real Phantom Lancer because he takes normal damage. So if you can have the correct Phantom Lancer selected, this can save your life. So what we're gonna do is bind these to control 1 and control 2. So control 2 is gonna be the one that deals regular damage, and control 1 is gonna be the one that just takes regular damage. So I'm gonna press W, and then I'm gonna press 1 to select that unit, and I'm just gonna start running it. So now if I'm running away from an enemy, you can fool them by not even controlling these 2 units. You don't have to do anything with them. You can just send the one that you know will take regular damage away. Or if that one is still alive, you can send it away after you're attacking. Like, let's say you do this, you Phantom Rush, I can press 1 and send away this unit, so they think this is the real guy, because who micros these units individually? Nobody, unless you're good. So that is definitely something that you should be doing if you're playing this hero. And why did I bring the bindings over from the Necromonicon and the Helm of the Dominator into this match? That is because if you bind a setting with a hero, it will stay bound over multiple games. So enter demo mode and do what I just did right there. Go like this, just press your W, bind 1 to one control group, 1 to another control group, and you will instantly become a better Phantom Lancer player. Next on the list of topics we need to talk about is how to use Shift Q. So I am in demo mode, and I'm going to show you an example of something you would do with someone like Lone Druid, especially if you have an Aghanim Scepter. What an Aghanim Scepter does on this hero is allows his bear to attack anywhere on the map. You don't have to be close to your hero. So let's say I want to go attack here, come back, attack here. I'm going to move him away for a second, come back, attack here, and then attack here. I can use that by pressing Shift and queuing different movements, but notice how these creeps just came to my bear. If I just use an attack move and come this way, but I wanted to go here first, my bear would just walk there and start attacking. So instead of that, let's show you, I'm going to use a move command. So if I just attack, he's going to attack these guys first. But instead of attacking, I'm going to move him here, and then I'm going to press Shift. I'm going to attack this way. You see this little green arrow indicating that he's going to start attacking that way. So he'll attack the closest unit that way. I'm going to attack the next creep wave, and then I'm going to attack here, and I'm going to attack here. And all at the same time, I'm going to send my my Lone Druid towards mid-wave. So he actually walked up here, but these creeps weren't close enough, so he didn't attack them at the time. Now he's farming here, and I'm going to Shift Q another attack, so he goes back here, since we still have some time before my Druid gets mid. And my bear is going to go back that way. Now notice that if I... Oh, look, these creeps respawned, and he started attacking them. So if I would have done a move command and then an attack, he wouldn't have attacked here. But since he's going this way, he's going to respawn. So after his move command, or after his attack command, I'm going to press Shift Q, and I'm going to queue up his spell. So he's going to do this after he's done attacking. So when he's done attacking that wave, when there's nothing left for him to attack, my bear is going to teleport here. So let's watch, and there he comes. The wave was killed, the bear is gone, and we've moved halfway across the map with our hero. We could have gone all the way across the map if we kept running, I think. And we farmed multiple camps at the same time. So that's a really good usage of Shift Q to attack. Other heroes that really need to know how to use Shift Q. Well, another hero that I wanted to bring up is Naga Siren, and I actually have another video guide on how to use Shift Q attacks with her. If you're really interested in seeing some more detail about that, feel free to check it out. To close out the video, I'm going to go over Quickcast and tabbing. So Quickcast and tabbing are very important concepts for Meepo, everyone's favorite. Okay, so we're gonna get a couple Meepos out here. We've got 3 other little guys, and I'm gonna show you a demo of what Quickcast does. So normally to cast an ability, you would have to press your spell. So I'm gonna use the regular way to press it. You would have to press it, click on the map, and your poofing would happen. That's your normal way of casting ability. When you have Quickcast enable, all you have to do is, I want to put my hand off the mouse so you guys can't see him. You see him not clicking anything? Press W, and he just starts poofing right away. Now, how do we set this in the settings? There is your cast options, there is your quick cast options, and there are your auto cast options. Auto cast is for spells like Viper's Q or Drow's Q that have auto cast abilities. Like, you can turn them on, so whenever you attack somebody, it auto casts it. It also works with Kunkka's Tidebringer, things like that. Quickcast, now what I've done is I've rebound my regular spells from Q, W, E, F, this one's messed up right now, and R, and I've put them in my Quickcast hotkeys. And then if I want to cast them regularly, which sometimes you do, there's instances where you do, I have to press Alt and then press the button. So notice how I pressed Alt and W. I was able to see. It also allows you to see the range on certain spells, so sometimes it's very helpful. Like I always use it on Chronosphere. If I'm playing Void, I always press Alt R instead of just R, because if I press R, it'll just put the bubble down, but if I press Alt R, it will give me like a kind of like a circle area where it's going to be in, and I can decide where I want to place my Chrono. Now let's see how to enable Quickcast. So it is in our advanced hotkeys. You want to enable advanced Quickcast and Autocast. This is enable advanced Quickcast, Autocast hotkeys. Those are really important for me. I also use them for my items. That's up to you guys if you want to get into that. I think Quickcast is the way to go, but I don't want to get into that right now. I want to show you how to use it to use the blink poof combo on Meepo. So remember how F1 selects your main hero. F2 selects all your units, including all the other Meepos. Even though these guys are heroes, they're not your main Meepo, right? Because they don't have the items, except for the boots. But if I press F3, it'll select these guys. So if I press F3 and I want them all to poof onto this guy, to blink onto him, or to wherever he's going, what I would do is I would press F3, select these three guys. Now I'm going to press Tab W 3 times. I'm going to blink here, and they're all going to blink to this Meepo. So first we're just going to do the Tab W. So 1, 2, 3. You see they all start going. Tab W, Tab W, Tab W. What Tab does is it cycles through each Meepo. You see every time I press Tab, it cycles to a different one, and I can cast a different spell. If I press F2, I can do it with all of my heroes or all of my units, and I can poof them all together. And then I can use this to attack somebody. So let's say I want to attack this creep wave. These guys are standing over there. Now I want these guys to attack here. I'm going to blink poof onto there, and then I'm going to blink there with this main Meepo. So Tab W, Tab W, Tab W, boom. And they all just show up, and we're ready to start killing. So that is your blink poof cut combo. That is how you tab cycle. And if I have all my heroes selected, let's say I want to keep somebody rooted. So I'm going to spawn a dummy target right here. I can go like this, spawn a dummy target. Instead of trying to, click each unit and select their Earthbind ability, I can start attacking this guy. I can press Q, tab, Q, tab, Q, tab, Q. And now this guy has been Earthbound the whole time, and it's almost off of its cooldown right now. Well, actually I have all of my talents maxed out, so of course it would be. But that is the concept between tab cycling, and that is the concept of quick cast, how you can quickly cast your abilities, and is especially important on heroes like Meepo. That's how you do it. And that concludes our guide on how to micro in Dota 2. We went over controlling all your heroes, controlling your hero, controlling all your units, using control for unified attacks, controlling all units except your hero, using control groups, using shift Q, using quick cast, using tab cycling. We looked into a few different heroes like Beastmaster, Lycan. We talked about the Necromonicon. We talked about the Helm of the Dominator. I hope you guys have learned something. If there's anything I missed, I'd like to hear about it, or anything that you think is important, I'd definitely like to hear about it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, down in the below comment section. My name is Navetz, representing my esports team, the Sploush Troupe. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Navetz. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.